We have reached total data saturation, where every theoretical answer is available, yet the capacity to execute a physical action is disappearing. This is simulation paralysis, the state of gathering knowledge and hoarding frameworks without ever rendering a single physical result. Stagnation is a mechanical error, a systemic memory leak within our cognitive architecture. Background processes, the constant modeling, anxiety, and calculation, consume your mental RAM, leaving the human operating system frozen and unable to process new commands. Your mind is moving at high speed, while you remain physically static in the glow of the screen. Breaking this loop requires an understanding of how the brain actually renders reality. We have to force the infinite, paralyzing potential of state 0 to collapse into the definitive action of state 1. Human perception and action are governed by two fundamental states. State 1 is knowing, physical matter, manifestation, and the rendered assets of observable reality. State 0 is unknowing, the infinite, high-frequency energy and unrendered source code of the universe, where time does not exist and every possibility remains open. Cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman defines this through the interface theory of perception. He argues that we did not evolve to see the true chaotic nature of reality. We evolved a user interface. Much like a desktop icon hides the complex voltages and code of a computer, our perception filters out the complexity of state 0 to prioritize our immediate survival. When an observer intentionally engages with that chaotic wireframe, the data collapses into a localized, rendered object. Functioning in the world requires you to bridge this gap, actively rendering raw potential into reality. Identifying why we fail to bridge that gap requires an audit of the brain's processing architecture. Psychiatrist Iain McGilchrist identifies the right hemisphere as the master, the intuitive, grounded processor that synthesizes the broad context of state 0. The left hemisphere is the emissary, an analytical, reductive processor designed to test and categorize the specific components of state 1. Systemic failure occurs when the emissary usurps the master. The left brain improperly installs itself as the primary creator, attempting to lead the mind through narrow analysis alone. This dominance traps you in an endless loop of abstraction. You become disconnected from physical reality, endlessly optimizing models of models. This recursive loop is the mechanical root of overthinking and simulation paralysis. The left brain's obsession with its own interface devitalizes the world, preventing you from actually participating in the game. The left brain pursues static peace, the attempt to manage complexity by freezing all variables. Chasing this state leads to stagnation and systemic fragility. Without the ability to handle unexpected changes, your systems are prone to collapse. Dynamic balance requires active readiness, a state that aligns with the natural movement of the cosmos. An anti-fragile system uses disorder and friction as information, building extra capacity through engagement with the world. Staying in the safe realm of unrendered potential is an illusion. Reality eventually tests every theory, and a system without action is one that is guaranteed to fail. To reclaim control, you must shift from a reactive state to the sovereign self, the state where the master reclaims its role as the leader of the mind. This shift is metanoia, the deliberate practice of changing your mind. We implement the what-for protocol, a 3-step circuit breaker. Step 1, check. Audit internal data for false narratives. Step 2, document. Force intuition onto a physical medium. Step 3, execute. The 0 to 1 transition. Take physical action regardless of friction. This step requires an acceptance of imperfection. Alan Watts described the beauty of the incomplete, the understanding that a finished work is complete in its imperfection, requiring a participant to fill in the landscape. Running this protocol forces the collapse of endless theory into tangible, anti-fragile reality. As the sovereign bridge, your conscious will translates the high-frequency potential of state 0 into the tangible reality of state 1. Order is a spontaneous property that emerges from action. It is a natural result of engagement, distinct from the artificial constraints we attempt to impose through theory. Begin auditing your own systems by accessing our wiki and documentation. Apply these protocols immediately. Stop analyzing the interface and begin participating in the game. Collapse the wave function. Render your reality today.